everybody, and welcome to Mariner of Spirit. I'm Greg, and I'm your host. It's another Friday. It's hard to believe that they keep on rolling along, and they're rolling along more than they usually do. Anyway, besides that, uh, I would go ahead and say that it's really amazing knowing that things have really gone ahead and escalated now with the way the weather's been. I know last week we were at the beach, and this week we are. I'm ready to go ahead and start to wear long pants. Not for a while, but pretty soon. Anyway, we got a great show for you tonight. To start it off, I would go ahead and say that we've got some things that I want to mention before I bring on my guest. And the first parts that I always go ahead is mention the people I support, and that's Paranormal Kicks Cancer, uh, Chris Goskowski and Alex Wilkinson from down in Florida, and they do benefits fundraisers across the country for PKC, and the money they collect is for cancer research. If you ever run into them, tell them I said hi. Secondly, is Lost Limbs Foundation. And Lost Limbs Foundation is an organization that was put together by Mike Couch and Robin Terry. And Robin Terry is from Central Illinois, and he has two locations, Ashmore Estates. And he was part of going ahead and getting the Rhodes Hotel, of which Mike Couch was the main guy at. And Mike's now officially out, and the foundation is going to be over. So probably by Christmas, that'll be the last time I mention it. But he put it together because he lost his leg, and when he was going in to get fit for prosthesis, he noticed there were little kids in there, kids that had lost limbs, and he found out what his bills were for just having one of his replaced. Then he asked a couple questions, and he found out that the kids were paying just pretty much the same amount for their artificial legs or hands or whatever it happened to be. And so he said, wow, that's pretty hard on parents to go ahead and afford to be able to go ahead and keep on paying for this. So he came up with this foundation, and he's done a lot of great benefits, and I've been to a lot of them, and they're amazing, and they always made some good money. So the third one is Potographs with Tim Miley from up in Wisconsin. He lost his dog, and he didn't know if he wanted to continue or not with his life. And he finally came up with a solution, and that was to go ahead and take a picture of himself and his animal, his dog, and he made copies of it, and he signed copies. And he had already been going to quite a few Paracons, and he says, "Wow," he says, "Well, I'll just go ahead and start up this fundraiser for Potographs," and he did, and now it's one of the biggest ones around for animals, and that's he has all the top quality speakers, always has a lot of great people, and he goes ahead and collects quite a bit of money for animal research and for sheltered animals and things like that. So besides that, I would go ahead and mention the authors that I like, and one of them is Ron Iacovetti. We have Lynn Monet. We have Dr. Rebecca Foster. We have Bruce Holliday. We have Rex Nielsen. We have Todd Bates. We have Heather Lee Langdon. And to add to that is our guest tonight, which is Mary Lynn Bast. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Mary Lynn up. You see, I even screwed that part up. But
How
that's
are
the
you,
way it
Greg?
goes. Oh, how are you, Mary Lynn?
I'm
It's a
good.
pleasure. It's a pleasure having you here. And I try to put so much into my head at one time. Sometimes it doesn't all come out in the direction it's supposed to.
I
But
think we all
it's
do that.
yeah, but it's amazing to have you here. And I know that uh, I first saw you. You happened to be at a Paracon. Uh, Rex Nielsen, who is the producer tonight, happened to be there too. And it
Mhm.
was you guys were all out at the Haunted Mill in South Carolina. And, it was like I started paying attention to what was going on that weekend. And a lot of it was filmed, and, I caught glimpses of this and that. And I happened to see some of the things that not only you did, but a lot of other people there. But you caught my eye with some of the things, some of your artistic endeavors, and some of your intuitive drawings or paintings. And I just wanted to give you the opportunity to tell everybody a little about yourself, and then about your work.
Okay.
If we could start out there.
Okay. So I am a psychic medium. I've had my abilities since I was about 4 years old. I was able to see and speak to people on the other side. And so I've been doing this pretty much all my life. I actually just started doing my intuitive painting. And so it's something that it's a paint pour. So I use acrylics and just put it on the canvas and it's let it do its thing. And as I'm thinking of somebody, that's usually something comes out in those pores, and it's pretty interesting when that happens. My first one was actually whenever Kim Horn was in New Orleans, and she was there, and I was thinking of her while I was doing the pour, and it ended up me calling her and telling her she needed to be careful. So just where she was at, the things came out in that painting that was associated. Well, she was at the Marie Laveau house.
Wow.
So it's definitely pretty interesting. So paint pouring is something that I'm enjoying doing and just kind of expanding on that. But like I said, I'm also a psychic medium. I'm also a Reiki master. I do spiritual healing and guidance as well, and love to do paranormal investigations.
Holy cow! So you have a full cup and a half, don't you?
And I'm also an author. I have 10 books published
Yes.
as well.
So out of those first three that you mentioned, what's your favorite?
That's hard to say. Right now, I think it's the paint pouring and doing the intuitive, but I don't think anything can top the investigation for me because I still love doing that and being able to help people as I meet them on location, the living and the dead.
Wow, that's good. That's very, very nice. I know that some of the people that are coming in now, are all here, and like Scott Horn's in here. We have Becky Evans. We got Nadia Kimbrell, who's from up here. We have Jenny Rudolph,
That's my daughter.
Tracy,
Hi,
and
Jenny.
Tracy is Jenny Rudolph's your daughter?
That's my daughter, yes.
Oh, wow. Hi, glad to meet you. And Tracy Rizzo, and then Kimberly Horn.
Hi, Kim
Hey,
and
Kim.
Scott. That's
Great people.
my horn buddies.
It's always really, really, really neat to see that. When I went ahead and started going over some of your accolades, if you want to call them that, which is a good word to use because with you have you're such an expertise in a lot of the things that you do, and you are a graphic designer too.
I am, yes.
So what does that entail for you today with all the other things that you're involved in?
Well, for me, what I do is my book covers, I actually designed my covers. And then right now, for all of the events that we're doing, the one that's coming up at the end of September, I'll talk about that later. But I do the graphics design for all that. And I also do websites and things like that. So anything that's associated with being creative, I love doing that.
So you got the whole kit and caboodle all covered on, huh?
I try to. So I guess it's a jack of all trades, a Jill of all trades, but a master of none.
No, 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 no. I really think, when you go ahead and you talk about, your artistic your artistic talents, not only that with the intuitive paintings, but also all your other work too as an artist. It's really really neat to see have somebody on that's so multi-talented per
Well, thank
se.
you.
And there's some people that are one or two or one, and or they're just a paranormal investigator. Now, how do you have the time to do all what we were just talking about and then go ahead and talk about investigations?
It's called no sleep. That or very little sleep. Just keep going, and because my brain doesn't stop whenever I'll go to sleep for about 15, 20 minutes and I'm back awake. So it's something that just constantly going, and I'll force myself to stay in bed sometimes, but it doesn't always work. So I got to keep busy. And that's something that being creative and just being able to just do things keeps me going.
And it keeps you as young as you are too.
Well, thank you.
I look at a lot of things that I do, and then there's a certain time when you just hit the limit, and then it's you just where'd he go? I don't know.
Right. Yeah, for me, I think I go probably for about a month with 2, 3, 4 hours sleep, but it's not together. So I'll go for about a month with that, and then I'll crash for a day. But it's only my crashing is about 5 hours. So once I get that 5 hours, I'm ready to go again for about another month.
Hopefully for myself, things will be okay because tonight I'm going to do one of those sleep studies.
Oh, nice. So are you
Tonight
sleep apnea?
I've got everything, you name
Ah,
it, Nick. So it's I can't even think of the words right now, and I don't really want to, but it's a at home test, and they hook you right up, and then you go right to their computer.
oh, okay.
So
That's good.
everything's cool. It goes through your phone, and so it's different. This is all VA
Right.
from the Veterans Administration, so
Oh,
I
okay.
I I get all my stuff done through there. So I had to listen to this lady talk to me for about an hour this morning on what I needed to do tonight, and we'll find out how well I remember.
Right. So I actually had to do the sleep study too when about 10, 15 years ago. So I had sleep apnea because I was quite a bit bigger at the time. And so my weight at that time was causing my sleep apnea. So losing my weight helped for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what the other one is where you quit breathing.
That's what I was doing as well.
Okay.
So I think it was in the study, I quit breathing. They said 589 times in 5 hours. It was like, that was unheard of. So yeah.
Well, my lovely wife would say that I would quit breathing, and she would start counting, and it was like 30.
Wow.
So
Yeah, and that makes it hard to sleep as well, and gives you headaches, and just makes you tired all the time.
yeah, that's for sure. So you had a little saying that says, "Let light shine through the darkness,"
Yes,
and
because
that go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
And when I first saw that, and I saw that was something that you had as almost a motto, maybe.
Mhm.
And if you could explain that to everybody, how that came upon you.
So for me, I work in the white light is what I look at is try to be positive. There's always going to be negative. Not everybody's going to have the perfect day. And just looking at the white light versus the dark light, you can't have the white light without the dark. So people are going to have that, but always try to let the white light shine through. So that's my motto for me is there is going to be darkness there, but let the white light overshine that. And that's just how I try to live my life.
That's great. I mean, lately there's been some people that have been on different shows that I get involved with that are on that other side. And
Yes.
I've come to the conclusion that I probably need to stay where I'm at.
Yes. So if you start feeling uncomfortable, then that means you're not supposed to be there. So, and that's
Exactly.
usually, yeah, for me, you can be and be aware of the darkness that's there and know how to handle it, but try to stay on the light. And for me, that's once you start going to the darkness, for me, I find that whenever I'm working with people who are doing that, it's something that their life starts falling apart and just issues coming up. And it's like, what do I do? It's like, well, look at the root of it. You're doing this thing here that's affecting everything right here. You're not noticing it till you're here, but let's go back here and look at it. This is where it's starting.
There's got to be a time in the way one develops as far as your mediumship's concerned, or your psychic mediumship, wherever you happen to be, where you have to sort of move out a little bit,
Yes.
just to be more aware, like you said, of what exactly is over there.
Yes.
And for some reason, and I it was probably a period of maybe 7 weeks that I saw these people.
Right.
And then it was at the end of that, it was like, you know what, I could do this. I could probably do this once a month.
Right.
But I not continuously,
No.
week in and week out, because I don't care. I consider myself to be pretty honest about my approach and where I'm at. And when I start to feel, like we said, uncomfortable, that's when it seems to be the time to go ahead, not really retreat, but just to go back to where you belong and redo it,
Just
redo
kind of
your
step
thinking.
away. Yeah.
And try to figure out exactly, is it really worth that?
Right.
But as far as the people we run into people like that all the time.
Right. Well, and that's
So,
where when you're learning how to see that and you recognize it, and it teaches you how to deal with it. And that's like, I was in New Orleans a couple weekends ago, and I was there with Christopher and Jennifer Talley. So actually went to the Marie Laveau house, went by there and doing some investigations. But I also got to meet voodoo priest, Papazar. And it's something that is definitely different. And I see, the light side, but there's people in the voodoo part of it that is on the dark. I was interested. And it's something is like, I don't want to practice that, but I'm interested into learning more about it, just so that way I have that knowledge. And it's something that'll help me to help other people.
Right.
So it does not hurt to know what's there, but know your limits.
As long as we still have our lovely producer in the room, why don't we share with the audience some of your pictures now, so we could send him on his merry way. So if he needs to eat supper or anything like that, he can go ahead and bust loose after we do this part.
So the tough part for me was when he asked me for some pictures, I had to choose which ones. So it was just a quick hurry up and grab them.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
And I apologize for that, because that's the part.
Okay.
I downloaded all of them. So
I gave him 24.
24.
Those are just my quick ones.
You bet. You ready for a speed reading course, Mary Lynn?
Always.
Okay. Well, wait.
So this one is one that was commissioned, and the back of it is a paint pour. So I did the pour on that, but then on the front of it, I actually did an acrylic painting on top of it. So this one has about 40 hours invested in just doing the buffalo itself.
Wow. That's
so
beautiful.
Like I said, I just started doing the paint pouring about a year ago, and I did not start painting until about a year and a half ago. So I didn't even know that I could paint like this until I started doing it. So no training, no classes or anything. My only class that I've taken was in 6th grade art class.
So you have some great guides around you, don't you?
Yes, I do. And it's stuff that they come to me in my sleep a lot, kind of giving me ideas as well. And that's where a lot of my books were written from that as well.
Oh, that's awesome. You could go just tell, wow, wow, wow.
So this one was just, I was not having a good day. And so I just grabbed some paint and put it, and this actually got the negative energy out for me. And you can just see the darkness in it. And it's just like kind of the dark goes into the light, and it's just the
Yes.
spirits that are around. And you can see all kinds of stuff in there.
You certainly can. I've never seen one of your works that doesn't have multiple things in every one of them.
Yes, and that's where I say thank you to Kim, because Kim Horn, because she's the one who actually got me to really watching and looking in these paintings to see that this is going on. And it's like, because for me it was just pouring and just getting the energy out, and then I started focusing on it because she started pointing things out. And so this one was actually one that I did for Chris Talley. And it's got his spirit guides and all kinds of other stuff because he's in New Orleans. You can see, for me, I see a dragon in there. I see the wolf that's kind of over to the top left, all kinds of turtles and amphibians and just several types of dragons. So what do you see in it?
I when you went ahead and said that, I see something that I don't know if I should mention or not, but it happens to be something that belonged to the god Pan.
Okay.
And that's up in the upper, almost to the left of center.
Okay, so what is it?
It looks like a penis.
Oh, you know what? That's one thing that we joke about too. She circles those. Those come through a lot. So I haven't tried to think.
No, I'm all red.
But I see it. I was hoping nobody else would see that. But it's green and yellow.
Two minds work alike, huh?
So Kim, thank you.
I don't know if our producer can handle any more of that. Wow, this is really cool.
See, I love this one, and whenever I look at it, it looks to me like a bird.
Yes, there's a bird on the right, a black bird.
Yes, and then I also see an alligator, like a baby alligator coming down from the top left.
Okay.
Because to me, it's like its eyes is like it's going straight down, but his eyes and then is just his snout.
You know how the deadhead symbol is with the skull and the different colors on top? That's on that left-hand side too, and it almost looks like a skull underneath it.
Yep, I can see that as well. Yeah, all kinds of stuff on this one. This is just one that day that I had the bad day that got it all out. This one was after that because it got that energy out. So this one to me was a fun one. It's the same color pattern.
It's great how the contrast is, absolutely amazing. Wow, look at these feathers.
So, and these are on ceramic tiles. So I was just playing with different mixtures. So whenever I'm doing the paint pours, it's the mixtures of the paint with other pouring ingredients. And I'm learning still, but I've learned to get those mixtures to a certain consistency and be able to do something like this with it. So I put it on there, and I actually use a straw. I also to blow the paint wherever I want it to go. Sometimes I'm tilting it. Sometimes it just, I'll put it on there and it's like, I like it the way it is. So I'll just move it just a little bit. I think out of about 300 paintings that I've done so far, I've only scraped off one of my paintings and started over. So that's not too bad.
No, that shows you how well you're doing it. There's another bird.
So this one is a part of another picture. So this is one that I did whenever Chris and Kristen, Chris
Right.
Carr, they were on their show. I was actually listening, and I did this painting while I was listening to their show and was thinking about them. So this is something that Kristen came back.
Didn't you give them this one?
Yes, they have this one, and then there's another one on here as well that they have in their studio. But
Yeah,
this one, I put the paint on there. All I did was move it just a little bit, and then that popped out. I was like, okay, I'm done. So there's, yeah, I don't have to, if I see
No.
something, then I'll just stop with it.
It's really, really, I love the colors.
Thank you. And there's the full picture, because all I did was I put the paint across the middle of it. And like I said, I just tilted just a little bit, and that's how it came out. But you can
Wow.
see other stuff in there as well.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And then what do you see in this one? This is the other one that
Dragon.
Chris has.
This is the
Yep.
dragon.
Yes. So I see dragon, but I also see a deer. It just depends on which way you look at it. And then when you zoom in on this one, it gets down to the point on the dragon, you can see the scales on it. So it's just the way the lacing and stuff went in the paint. It was just really cool. But again, this is one that I used the exact same color palette, moved it the same way, and it just, you never really know what you're going to get.
Wow.
So there, when you get close up on it.
There's the scales.
Yep. So it just, and this one is actually, I was thinking of Scott, because they were going through some stuff. He's got cancer and stuff, so they're going, dealing with that. And so I wanted to do something for him, and this came out as a phoenix. This is a paint pour. So it's something that I'd never done one like this. So you see that it's still wet, so you see the reflection of it, but love how this one turned out. So I gave this one to Scott.
Wow. It's beautiful.
But if you look down the center of it, it's almost like a skeleton. You can see the head, and then the skeleton just goes down through it.
Where his breastplate would be.
Yes.
And then everything goes down from the head.
Yep.
I saw a bowling pin down in the corner too.
Oh, did you? That would be a fun one.
I don't know how you got the bowling pin in there.
It just happens. Scott, do you like to bowl? Because it was for him.
He says my phoenix. Yes, it is.
That was his phoenix, yes. So this one was just me playing with colors and just trying to figure out, what I wanted to do, and just playing. And like I said, a lot of these paintings are me just playing around and learning how to move the stuff around. And this one is, you can see some fish and things like that in it. So this one was not for anybody specific. So when I'm not doing it for somebody, not a lot of things come out in it. Or if I'm not concentrating on somebody, sometimes it does. Most of the time it's like this.
I was looking at the bottom, and that almost brings up almost like contour lines.
Yep.
On a map showing the depths.
Yes. And that's kind of what I think of it. It kind of reminds me of the ocean.
Right.
Yep. And again, playing. Yep. This is a pour. And all I did was I took a straw and kind of blew on it just a little bit. And then I took a toothpick and ran across the ends of it. And that's how it came out. So this is all just playing around with the straw.
This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, because I have hummingbirds now big time.
Oh yeah, I love hummingbirds. I even have a hummingbird tattoo.
Do you really?
I do. Yeah, it's my right arm. I have a sleeve. It's got a dragon. It's got my wolves, because I have, and for my books, it's a Heart of the Wolf series. So my tattoo is mainly of characters in my book.
Awesome.
So this one was just me playing with colors, kind of the chakra. So I was playing with those just to see what would happen here. So it's just kind of just playing.
Wow.
And if you look down at the bottom, I see like a little eye.
Yes. What's that supposed to be down there?
Well, for me, that looks kind of reptilian.
Sure
And
does.
if you turn different ways, you can see different
It
things.
almost looks like an alligator when you're looking
Yeah.
at the way the nose goes out.
Yep. And then up at the top left in the orange part of it, it looks like a person standing there with a really sharp nose.
Yes, it does. Huh. Oh, this has got some evil guy in it here. With the horn.
Yes. This one was also one of this was the very first painting with these, like, just get it out. So again, just the energies, and you can see the darkness that's in the middle of it, just kind of try to get out of it. And to me, it's like up at the top of it is almost like the water coming in to wash it away.
Right. It's got a lady down there too, but this is a bird head here.
This one is a close-up of the phoenix that I actually did another phoenix that I did a paint pour on the back of it. And then this was my first embellishment with acrylic painting on top of a paint pour. And then once I got the bigger picture, you'll see it. And it's one that I actually gave to Scott as well. So this was the end result.
Wow.
So this one took me probably about 20 hours and about 15 layers of paint. So when you look at it, it's literally, you can see the layers for the feathers.
I don't know how the heck you did this one.
I don't either. It just happened.
Are you thankful at the end of this? Do you tell?
Absolutely. Yes. But I'm also kind of my own worst critic. Whenever I'm talking to my husband, it's like, is it really good? And it's like, for me, even on this one, it's like I had to really stare at it for a little bit before I really would give it to Scott. It's like, is it worth it? Is it really good? But that's just me criticizing my own stuff. And I think, again, everybody is their own worst critics.
Yes, that's for damn sure. I'll go along with that.
And then this is another one I was doing. This is my first theme with doing kind of the background of the flag. So whenever my friend Jim Rupert, whenever he saw that I had done the phoenix, he told me that he liked the crow. So I went and found a picture of a crow, and I just kind of envisioned how I wanted to do it. And this is what I came up with. So this is his spirit animal.
I love the way you do the flag.
Thank you. It's, for me, it looks like it's flowing. And there's other ways I did something else for the event that's coming up at the end of the month. And I've done tables. I didn't give him pictures for those, but the tables, I did it for the military theme because it's for the nonprofit is for vets. And the flowing on the flag with that one is a little bit different. And it literally looks, when you look at it, it looks a little bit like blood.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I like these.
Now that tree that's in the background there. Oh, well, we can. There's a section of the tree there. It almost looks like fingerprints there.
Yes.
You see,
and that's not intentional. It's just whenever I'm painting, it's just whatever it comes out. So that was not intentional.
Okay. Well.
And this is a tabletop, and I kept this one for myself. So it was a paint pour on the bottom, underneath it, and then I embellished it by doing the wolf on top of it, and then did so you're seeing the white is the light because the resin is still wet, but it shines, and when you're looking at it, because I put in the gold part of it, it actually sparkles.
Yeah, and then you've got something here that looks like a tablet.
Yes.
Well,
So this is one of my favorite ones as well.
well. Boy, you could just sit here for hours looking at this one.
Yeah, there's so much with it. And for me, there was at the time, there's a lot of reptilians coming through for me. That one going up looks like it's from a turtle with a
Yep.
long neck. And then I also see a dog down in the corner.
Right.
So all kinds of stuff with these.
Well, beautiful.
And again, just playing with colors.
Now
No
this one,
intention.
this one has the face up in the upper left-hand corner, and it looks like he has almost like a reptilian tongue coming out.
Yep. Yep, I see that because it's right there into the brown and into the white. And then if you look
Yeah.
down below that, I see like a little ghost with the big eyes. It's a comical ghost. So this one to me just looked like a lot of veins. I was just, again, playing with colors and I wanted to see what they would do as I was mixing them. So just playing with the color palette, nothing really going on with this. But again, I still see stuff in it.
If there's stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's that tree.
Yep.
On upper left.
Yeah, it looks like all the branches going up.
It almost looks like a river system.
Yep.
It's probably the secret map to the treasure.
There you go.
Here we go again.
Yep. Like I said, all kinds of stuff. And if you can turn it different ways, you're going to see different things from different perspectives. And there was actually one of the paintings I did about a year ago. My stepdaughter she was pregnant and had the baby early and the baby didn't make it. So I had done a painting and down in the very bottom of it looks like a baby. And then there's like almost like angels above it. So I've kept that one.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So this one for me, I've actually got this one hanging in my bathroom. I look at the bottom of it. It's a reptile with the big eye there. And it's just, for me, I love this one because of just the way the colors flow. And when you see them in person, the colors are a lot richer than they are on the pictures.
This got some real great blending here.
Yep.
And then it's almost like a Goonie bird head.
Yep.
On this, almost like a bird figure on the right-hand side here that goes up. And
yep.
You can see the beak come out and you can see the
that.
eyes.
I see it. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, because on this one, it was just me playing with the mixture on the colors. Again, the consistency makes a difference on how the paint flows across. So if you have one that's just a little bit thicker than the other, it goes in different ways and it'll get bogged down and sometimes it sinks. But if you do the little bit lighter and then it just playing with that, you're going to get way different effects each time.
So it floats more.
It does. And then I actually use a hair dryer too. At times it'll be so I can blow and get it to where I want it to go, especially if I'm doing a bigger painting. And then I have what's called the world's tiniest leaf blower. It literally looks like the shape of a leaf blower, and I'll do those on my smaller paintings.
Holy cow. So that's it.
That's a sample.
That's all the tomatoes. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I've got about 300 paintings in my garage, and they're just kind of lined up. So.
I have 2 in here of yours.
You do, yes.
And I like both of them. Both of them are really. I'm going to show one because I can get to this one. But this one, the head here, you see the head? It's almost like a pharaoh head or an alien head.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of other things in here too, but I forgot most of them.
You've got a lot of spirits and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff in there and faces. Yeah. And then I also see, now that I'm looking at it this way, you have a dragon in there. You have 2 dragons.
Yep. It's beautiful.
So what I do is whenever I'm doing these intuitive pours, I ask you what colors did you want. So I usually get
Right.
3 to 5 colors, and then I'll add colors to them as well, and just kind of get the palette so that it gives it depth. But those colors are attached to you, so that's something that it means something to you, and because it's your painting, the intuitive is for you.
I'm going to take a minute really fast and say hello to everybody that's in the room for us tonight. We've got Becky Evans. We have Nadia Kimbrell. Janny, I went down to this part, didn't I, before?
I know you said Jenny because that's my daughter,
Jenny.
but yeah.
And then Scott Horn, Tracy Rizzo, Kimberly Horn, Jenny Rudolph again, Diane Shui. I've known a very, very familiar name again. We have Nancy Noonan Kelly. Nancy, and then we have Kimberly Horn again, Scott Horn, Becky, Kimberly Horn. I thought I saw some other. We have Asriana Trudel.
Asriana, that's a pretty name.
And she's a fantastic psychic medium from on the East Coast.
Okay.
And she does amazing work too. And that's about it. But Becky, I'm going to put this one up. Saw this.
Becky, I will be happy to do one for your new home.
Becky's an unbelievable person too.
I actually got to meet her at the Haygood Mills. She came in and drove in and hung out, and it was great getting to meet her.
She must have been like one of the female pilots from the 30s to be able to go ahead and drive all the way over from Seattle.
I know, right?
That's a long drive.
It's a long drive.
That's crazy. But she's a fantastic lady too. I talk to her occasionally.
Yep.
I think we said Jenny Rudolph is your daughter?
Yeah, Jenny Rudolph is my daughter, yes.
Okay. I got to remember some of this stuff. Well, when we were talking a little bit before, and we were talking about the fact that you are an author, there are some books that you have done, and one of them is called 10 Paranormal Fantasies.
Oh, the Paranormal Fantasy, yes.
What does that entail?
Well, I took kind of like the Little Mermaid and just things like that and put a twist on it that is adult themed.
Okay.
So yeah, it's let's just say my son asked to read one of my books, and after he got through reading it, he told me I should have sent him the censored version.
Oh my God. And then underneath, there's another thing here for some reason that I picked up, and it says Mistresses of Passion.
Mistress of Passion. Yes, that was I was doing a radio show, and that was one of the shows that I had in Las Vegas. So I had just started that one, but I ended up being the Mystic Mary Lynn show. So, but the Mistresses of Passion was just going to be kind of us being naughty because we were in Vegas, but decided not to do that.
So you sort of shelved that idea?
I did, yes.
That's pretty fantastic. Yeah, now you got a patent on that that's sitting on your shelf. So the next time you get an inkling, you'll go ahead and start that show up, and we'll probably have 9 million viewers.
You think so? I may have to do that then.
That's for
I'll have
sure.
to get Kim to come on and help me with it.
Kim would come on and do
She
that.
would.
Shotzi Moulton.
She is one of my best friends, and I work with her. Hi, Shotzi.
Wow, that's quite a name.
Yes. I'm not quite sure how she got it.
Nah,
Kim. No. Remember pen names. That's all we have, and we can wear masks.
right. They'll never know the difference.
Right.
Just like that graffiti that they put on the buildings and everything. You have
Right.
no idea who it is, right? That's for sure. But so now, since we're getting pretty close to the end of the year, and I don't want to really sound like that, but it's getting there fast, a lot
Yes.
faster than it used to. Are you going to be doing a lot before the end of the year, as far as Paracons or anything like that?
We are actually doing the Spirits of Deadwood. We are going to be doing that at the end of the month. So just see if Rex has that. We can pull it up. It's a nonprofit event. It's held by Sacred Mountains. So we'll be out there. And so we're doing a really cool tour. So I'm like super excited about this. And it's something we've got Shane Pittman and Josh Purvis from the Searchers. They are going to be headlining with this and coming out. We've got Miranda Young. She's the ghost biker. I think you probably know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
She was actually at the Paracon as well. Love talking to her. Very professional, great historian, and she's also an artist. So, and it's something that just really love that. And you can see the next one is going to be Rex, and he is also a fantastic artist. Love how his drawings and stuff. So he's going to be there, and he's going to do a live podcast for us. So he'll be coming out. And yeah, you've got his book there, don't you?
That's Rex's book.
That's Rex's book. So
Now,
then
this is his. Isn't this your second book?
Is that the new one?
Yeah, that's
This is
my
the new
second one. It just come out a month ago.
And then the other one is the first one. I haven't got that yet, but it's coming.
So I'm going to do show and tell. This is the one
Sure.
that Rex drew for me.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
the wolf is my spirit animal, and so is the dragon.
That's what. Man, I don't know, Rex. How did you
Oh.
end up with this job of being a producer when you do stuff like
You know,
that?
I am one lucky SOB, aren't I?
So Rex does need to put his drawing up. He did so
I'll
he
be
did
right
a
back.
drawing for the event. And I was going to say I can show it again. And then he's got a skull that he also did that he's going to be I think he's auctioning it off, trying to, and it's going to be for Sacred Mountain. So I'll continue talking about that if that's okay, and we can pop it back
Yeah.
up. here in a few minutes.
Let everybody know about what Sacred Mountain is.
So Sacred Mountain is it was founded by Jared, and what he's not even a vet. He actually has a real passion for helping the vets, first responders. And what he did was the Sacred Mountain Retreat it helps first responders, it helps the veterans. They go out there for a 7-day kind of an event, and it's something that this is people with anxiety, PTSD, just all depression. They've also worked with people, suicide attempts, things like that. And what they do is they come in, they have mentors that has gone through the same thing. So they don't have like counselors or anything, but these people have gone through the same thing and has worked through, and it's something that they can connect with them. So Kim actually went through the program and she loved it. And it was something that just 7 days of, they pay for the person to get there. They, the flight, the room and board, and then they're also they have equine where they're therapy with them, working with the horses. They also do forging, and so they do knives and just things like that, all kinds of stuff. And they do team building, and it's something that they work with each other. And at the end of that 7-day period, the group has connected with each other, and they actually lifetime friends. So once they go out, if anybody needs anything, they connect and they talk with each other. But the retreat, they also have a puppy program where they are connecting those with the vets who need the puppy. So I don't know how many they've done, but I know it's a lot that they have helped and donated to. They take these puppies and they train them, and then that actually put them with that individual after the puppy is trained. And it's just the program is something that I'm not a vet, I'm not a first responder or anything, but I would love to be able to do the program myself and maybe even try to become a mentor. It's something that I would love to be able to do. And it's something that Kim and Scott Horn are also sponsors for this event. And we've actually been working in the background trying to make sure that things are going smoothly. So Rex, can you put the flyer back up?
Sure.
But it's something that, you know, near and dear for us, that we want to be able to give back to the vets as well. So we are all coming in, no money out of, you know, we're not getting paid for this. It's something that we are coming in and donating our time to be able to give back to this nonprofit and help Jared with this, the Sacred Mountain. And as you can see, I'm on the flyer as well. I'm going to be doing the gallery readings, personal readings for people. I'm also going to be doing my intuitive painting. So that way people can get paintings. And so the big thing though, is we have the historic Bullock Hotel we have the entire hotel is locked down just for our event. So
Wow.
we get every room in there. We get pretty much free run of the place to be able to investigate. We've got 3 locations set up, and the way Deadwood is set up is these are going to be in a triangle. So it's all within walking distance. So the Bullock Hotel, we're going to be going over to the brothel in Deadwood. And then we also have the Fairmont Hotel. So the teams of people, Miranda, Rex, Josh, Shane, myself, Scott, Kim, we're all going to be investigating all of these locations and just going from place to place with the different people. So we're trying to get everybody we get tickets. We have the QR code that is on the flyer right there. You can scan that and buy your tickets. There's different tiers if you want to come for Friday night, or if you want to come for Friday and Saturday, or you can just come for Saturday. So it's dinner on Friday nights, I believe Saturday. So different packages. We have some of them that are already sold out. So just check the website to see what we have and see what's available. But would love to see everybody out there. And it's something that this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to do it. So Rex, are you excited?
Oh, I can't even, you know, I told them they're lucky I'm not there already.
All right. So Kim did correct me. It is dinner for Saturday with the hotel package. So thank you for that.
Oh, all right.
And you can also go to Eventbrite for Spirits of Deadwood if you want to get a ticket there. Sorry, Rex.
Oh, that's okay. No. Like I said, we're not getting paid to do this. And I was trying to think of ways that I could help raise money for this. So I ended up drawing all 3 locations.
Oh,
Get the shine off it there. And so I'm putting this up. I don't know if we're doing a silent auction, raffle. I don't know. It's the original. It's not a reprint. It's an original that I just finished. And I'm also donating an entire portfolio of my artwork to have auctioned off as well. And all the proceeds from that and this picture will go to Sacred Mountain.
That's awesome.
Very cool. So and that's what we're all doing, just giving something back. Is like I said, I'm doing my tables as well. The gallery readings is also, if they're doing the private read, those intuitive paintings for the individuals, anything, the proceeds for that is also going to go back to Sacred Mountain as well. And Kim is posting here, so thank you for helping. When you're doing this, trying to talk about everything, it's like the investigation is for 3 places. For the one night, it is $75, and it starts at 8 p.m. and we go until 2 a.m. So and then we'll have structured when we're going from place to place, and then we're also going to have free roam for just a little bit. So this is going to definitely be fun, and just being able to go and work with the other people and just do the talent, that's going to be there. Looking just so forward to this.
Well,
Absolutely. And we're going to do art together.
Yes, we
collaborate.
are. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually got some pieces already poured, and Rex is going to do his thing on top of them. So I can't wait to see that.
And I do weird stuff because I started this last night.
Oh, that's cool.
Holy cow.
My daughter's saying that she wishes she could go, and I wish she could too. You can curl up in my suitcase.
I was gonna say too that if not this year, next year, if I could throw my head in the ring to help, I would love to come up and just help out whatever way I could.
Come here.
And then Kim also saying Searchers also has donated all of their time. They waived all of their fees as well, donating to Sacred Mountain to be a part of this as well. So thank you to Josh and Shane.
Thank you, guys. That's for sure.
Yes, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And I'm coming up a week early, so.
So we actually get to hang out. So yes, I'm coming up a week early as well, and then I'll be staying a little bit after. So like I was saying the other day, so Scott and Kim are going to kick us out.
Yeah, they're probably going to go, are you guys ever going to go home?
Right.
It'd be like a party house. Are you going to have Brandon on the front porch in his underwear with a fishing rod?
Oh no.
Oh, I'm gonna outdo him. I'll guarantee it. Wait till you see some of the stuff that I've already come up with and written down that I'm going to do to that Ring doorbell.
Scott said he's going to change the locks.
Well,
I can't wait.
Is there for all your information for having people getting in touch with you? How would you like to do that? Would you just
for me, for my art, they can go to. I tried to make it an easy website, Art by Mary Lynn, and you can go there. Right now, I've just got my art as kind of as a placeholder, so I'm still uploading. And like I said, this was something that I never intended for it to go this big, but it's something that it's turning out pretty good. So I'm having fun with it and just rolling with it and see what happens. And then I'm also on Facebook. You can get me at Mary Lynn Bast. I'm there. And then on my spiritual side, because I do personal readings, I also do house clearings and things like that, chakra balancing, spiritual guidance, pretty much anything, Reiki healing, things like that. I can do remote viewing. You can find me on my website at intuitivetouchworld.com. And that's something just to be able to get me there. Mary L. Bast at gmail.com is, you can also send me an email. Best way is to get me on Facebook. Just send me a message and just connect with me on there. So thank you, Kim. So I love doing Reiki and helping people. So because I'll see somebody that's hurting or something like that, because I feel their pain, and I'll go up and I'll pull the pain away and throw it out. So that way it tries to help them. Becky saying hi.
There's got to be some way you can grab my pain and throw it out.
Let's talk after the show.
I know.
Because your back is killing you right now.
Oh, it's my neck.
Well, it's your back, but it's going up to your neck, but it's starting in the middle of your back, right between your shoulders.
That's for sure.
Yep, because I can feel it.
It's been awesome. I guess we're at the end unless you want to go ahead and talk about some more of your books. It's up to
Or
you.
you can have me come back on again sometime. I'll be happy to
I could
promote
do that. I could do that too.
because I do have other things that we'll probably be doing further down the line. I do have something lined up in January. I'm supposed to be doing a filming for an episode. I'm not sure exactly the details on it. So once I have more information on that, I'll let you know.
Okay. Appreciate it, Mary Lynn.
Mhm.
Everybody in the chat, thank you very much. We had a couple other people that joined us. Anne Marie Young came in,
Hi, Anne Marie.
and I think that's probably it. But it's great having everybody here. Rex, thank you for sharing your pictures.
You
That
betcha.
was-
Thank you
that was
for
really
bringing
nice
me up
of you.
and a shameless plug.
No, that's. I wish I had something.
I'm happy. And I do have a picture I made for you, Greg, that I'll be sending out to you. So
Oh, thank you.
be on the lookout for that.
Okay.
And you're
I'm not
bringing
going to tell you what it is.
the second book. You're bringing that with you for me, right? Because I told you I wanted
Yes,
one.
I've got books ready to go. I've got I'm bringing all I can. It's
Yep.
going to look like I'm moving in by the time I get there. So
Yeah, that's what I was telling Kim earlier today. My car is going to be loaded
Are you
because I'm
bringing Rex? Rex sounds like he's bringing a moving truck.
right.
I'm bringing the rolling booger.
Oh
The
no.
rolling booger. What's a rolling booger?
Yeah, it's kiwi green. And I dated a woman one time, and she called my car the rolling booger. So it's kind of stuck. It's kiwi green. There was only, I think, 30 of them painted that color. And I love it. I love my Honda Element, and it will be full. These
Is it
tubs
one of-
behind me will be going with me.
Nice.
3 of them that size.
Is it one of those square ones?
Yeah, with the suicide doors on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I own two Hondas. I have a Honda Pilot and then the Honda Element.
We just
And you
we
can
just
get a
bought
lot of stuff in that Honda Element.
We just bought a Nissan, and we're gonna pick it up tomorrow morning.
What'd you
that's
get,
right.
Greg?
We were
'Cause
talking
I have a
to you
Nissan
about that
Rogue.
the other day.
I'm getting a new Rogue. Or it's
I love the Rogue.
for the missus because her Murano just died.
Oh no. Scott is asking you, Rex.
You know, Scott, once I get there, you're going to find out there's a lot of room in that vehicle. Do you sit in the
Do you
back
sit
seat,
in the
Rex?
back seat?
Yeah, but
I've had cars where
you're a pretty
I
big
thought
guy,
about it.
Rex. Does the guy have? Is there a hole in the top where you can put your head through?
I did it like that movie, Harry and the Hendersons. I just pushed on it. So I just, pushed the top of it out so I can get my head in there. And then I put my head out the window and still do the police, siren sound since I don't drive a squad car anymore.
Scott says Police Academy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Where Bubba ripped out the front seat, so he had to sit in the back to drive it.
Right.
Oh, God.
You're like
That's
6'7",
funny.
aren't you, or something like that?
Yeah, I'm 6'7". Yep. Oh, and right quick to let you know, Greg, and Mary Lynn, Chame is doing amazing. He is in his second part of the rehab,
Yeah.
Good.
and he is staying out there.
Good.
He will be getting a job here shortly, and he will be going into sober living here in about 2 weeks.
I am so glad to hear that.
And he's fat. I'm sorry to say that, but this is the heaviest I've ever seen my kid. 205
happens.
pounds.
Wow. But didn't you say
And,
he's taller than you?
Yeah, he's an inch taller than I am. He's not broad like I am. I got it all at once. My mom said I was shit out on a fence post. Sorry, everybody. Because there's nobody on either side of the family that's built like me.
Right.
And so it was just funny. But he's tall and thin, but I've never seen him this heavy before and this healthy looking.
Right.
and he's happy. It's nice to talk to him and have a conversation, a real conversation with him.
Good.
Did he smoke too?
Yeah, but he's quitting. He's
Tell him
actually
not to do that fast. Tell him no.
yeah, he's down to 2 cigarettes a day. He has one in the morning and one at night, and then he vapes through the day. I sent him. He had a bunch here, so I sent all his vapes to him. He wanted just a couple, and I sent him this great big box. I said, I didn't know which ones you wanted. You had like 30 of this stuff, so I just stuffed it in a box and sent it to you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. It's that's good news.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's awesome that you were on tonight, Marilyn.
Well, thank you for having me.
It was a great show. Rex did an awesome job putting it all together in the backside.
Yes,
I was
thank you.
worried. I was really worried, to tell you the truth. I really was. I didn't want to screw up. I don't
No,
think I
you
did too
did.
bad.
You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Thank you for jumping on it.
And everybody
Absolutely.
in the chat, thank you very much for being here. Next week at this time we'll have Jenny Sullivan Sinyasi from Ireland on. She's an amazing investigator and she does a lot with castles. And I've had her on the old show before, and she's just she's a gas too. And when Spirit Connect, this coming Wednesday, Greg Bakken will return. So we'll have him on there with the ITC experimentation. So
Nice.
everybody, if you get the opportunity, stop by and watch. It's pretty interesting. So without further ado, thank you very much, Marilyn. Rex, thanks for producing everything.